Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, as the title of the stream says, there's a cat. um, this guy was living in my alley for probably about a week. My upstairs tenant fed it a couple times, then I started feeding it. Then on Sunday, I built it a little house, hoping it would go in there so it could survive the uh, cold weather. And then last night, I'm laying in bed about midnight, and I go to check, and it's just laying against the wall. And being the softy that I am, I couldn't take it with a 28-degree low, so I brought it in. And as you can see, he's a little lurver. So, got a little black cat, I think about a year old, maybe under a year. It's definitely not a kitten, but it's also not fixed, and it's very friendly, so it's not some feral stray. So, I don't know what I'm going to do about this guy. I named him Edmund. So, anyways, on Sunday, I'm having dinner at my parents' like I usually do, and they said, "Do you have a busy week?" And I said, "No, not really." And then, um, of course, as usual, as you saw in the last video, I get a message from my buddy Carl about shooting some guitar pedals, and then I find a cat. My aunt also passed away, so I have a funeral. I got a call from the University of Akron about doing a gig because their photographer couldn't make it on Thursday. So typical, thinking that it was going to be chill. I was going to be riding my bike, making videos, doing file management for my photography business, and busy again. So, anyways, that's how it goes. The jobs are good, so I'm glad the jobs came through. But yeah, it's always something interesting around here. So Dylan said the smokes and the beans ain't having it. Who are Aaron's cats? And Aaron said she would take this cat too, but I don't want to mess with her two cats dynamic. She already has set up. So also when I brought the cat in last night, I was I sat up. And then I was obviously a little anxious, so I cracked a beer, which was an Edmund Fitzgerald, which is a dark beer. And it's a black cat. So when I was trying to think of a name, I just decided on Edmund, which I think is nice too, because the guy who wrote the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald that the Great Lakes beer is named after also died this year. So just a bunch of meanings. Also, the first year that I ever saw Lake Superior was this year, which that song is about a boat going down on. So maybe that's not a good omen for starting off with a cat, but but I guess beer is right. So what's up, Scott Copeland? What's up, Bryceland? You got Pudgy up in here. Chuck Hunter said he's early for once, and then Pudgy said he's having some fancy stuff tonight for Shane McGowan, uh, singer of the Pogues, who passed away last Thursday. Been listening to a ton of Pogues since then. I'm always a huge Pogues fan, but enlightened and preparing. Got to watch out for the junkies in the alley. Yeah, my alley's pretty chill. It's I actually have gardens out there and stuff like that. But Rusty, how's it going? What Pudgy? What do you mean by which stem cat are you sending me? I've got the stem cap that I bought from Yellowbird. I actually photographed it, and I want to make an Instagram post. I took some good photos of it in its packaging, then it on the bike. So also, I didn't end up using it on the bike. I thought because that my Raleigh has a carbon fork from a brand that looks like it kind of has a proprietary system, and I didn't think a normal stem cap would make sense on there. And I think Otis had told me that, and it switched it out, and I forgot. But I put it on the gunner instead, and it still looks really cool on there. What's up, Brick? Hey, David. He said slightly chilly out for tonight's ride. A nice glass of Screwball to warm up. Oh. What is it? Wait, what is a Screwball? Is a Screwball whiskey? I thought that was an orange juice drink. What's the? No, that's a screwdriver. Screwdriver is just orange juice and vodka. Kyle. Yeah, we started late. I have to guess. If I start the countdown late, I have to pan the video to where I think it should be, so I can't really be exacting about that. I assume you meant the cool looking car is the cat, or was that from the countdown? Hey, what's up, Muskrat? Is the Stream Elements bot running? It looks like Rick super chatted, but I didn't hear anything. Oh yeah, David did mean the cat. You feed it, you bought it. Yeah, you never know though. You never know how wild they are. You could feed a cat to save its life, but you could feed feral cats, but they'll never let you pet it. This one, yep, went from looking right at me right now. There we go.
Rick Urbanovsky super chatted $9.99. Cat College Fund.
Thanks, Rick. I need it because so between the litter box, had to put some flea control. Erin said she saw some fleas on the cat. We tried to give it a bath. That was not happening. Um, so yeah, I think I'm already $100 in, and then another $100 for the surgery, and then there'll be all the shots and all that stuff. So that yep, Pudgy probably said that before I told told the name, huh? Yeah, both of my like the cat that I actually had a cat that I had to put down in 2020, the summer of 2020, so that was rough. Like the only little buddy I had during the pandemic was a cat that was found on the floor of a barn. So it's kind of how I go with cats. So and thanks, Pudgy. Yeah, I've got a funeral on Friday. Chris FYB, what's up? Good to see you in here. So if I snuggle against Tim Shed, I'll take you in. Yeah. Dylan said dynamic is an interesting word for what they have, talking about the smokes and the beans. Yeah. I used a different word to Erin earlier when I talked about that. And she was like, is that what it is? Now I'm trying to think of what I had said. Oh, look, it's not showing the little icons next to people's. Oh, there it goes. Malordy the cat. So, Malort, if that's how it's pronounced, let's go to drink picks, is a something they drink in Chicago, and I tried it for the first time. And the tasting notes are described as gasoline and some other weird stuff, but yeah, I guess this is a Chicago drink. It's just made its way to Cleveland, and me and Erin went out for a date on Saturday up to Cleveland, and her and the bartender thought it'd be really funny to see me do a shot of this stuff. Super bitter and oily, and it just hangs on. It doesn't no gag reflex. It's not like gross in that way, but it's not good. Definitely not good. In the Discord, Brad dropped a whole link to like the whole story of it. Chris FYB has a heady topper. Yeah, last time I had a heady topper was with Rick Urbanowski in Philadelphia. Oh, let's see what Pudgy said. He was having special stuff for Shane. Ooh, I'm not familiar with this Irish whiskey. I know you brought stuff back when you were over there. Kona Connemara, peated single malt Irish whiskey, aged 12 years. Nice. Don't get me on the pronunciation. Yeah, definitely don't know my the Irish language. Gaelic, right? Gaelic? Is Gaelic Scottish? Oh, that's Irish. Oh. Thanks, Dave. I normally just. It's actually better that you're here, even if you don't say anything, because I normally talk like this to myself. Now I have a little bit of an excuse. Yep, little Edmund. Hey, what's up, Patty? Oh, you can't let the cats. So what? Trap, neuter, release is what TNR means, which I just found out. I have a friend who out in Kent, Ohio, does like traps kittens, tries to find them homes, you know, nurses them till they're old enough to be adopted. That's where the Bean Aaron's one cat came from. So Ah, Spokes would be a good cat name. I like that. I was asking AI last night cat names for black cats and kept naming like jazz musicians and stuff. I'm like, I'm not against that. I mean, Rick, who I bought the building from, has a black cat named Miles, but it kept suggesting things like Thelonious and all that. And I'm like, eh. It even said Blackie. I'm like, I even said to the AI, I'm like, I think that's a little racist, you know. But since I was drinking an Edmund Fitzgerald, which is a dark porter, I liked Edmund. Then you got nicknames with Edmund too. So, oh, you were talking to Rusty, Pudgy. Gotcha. Oh, Bryceland, you said you've got 8 barn cats, 3 of which have made it into the house. Gotcha. Yeah, my last cat that made it, I think it was 18 years, was the mom must have abandoned it and its brother. So a friend, actually, when I worked at the car wash, one of my employees brought it in. It was this tiny little thing, and I'm just a sucker. So I love not having any pets. I was like, since that I had 2 cats. The other one disappeared about like in maybe 2019, and then Crash died, and I was like, no obligation, no responsibility, and now I have a guy sleeping on my lap. So, oh wait, that's peanut butter whiskey? No. Yeah, Dylan, I don't. Maybe you weren't here at the time when Rusty was in last week, but Rusty said he thinks he's back for good. Because I was like, ah, come home for Thanksgiving and don't hang out with your Akron friends. But said he thinks he's back in town. So, hey, what's up, Keith? Keith is sipping on a Magic City Stink Stank Stunk tonight. Huh, I haven't had that one yet. I saw they released some new beers. I love Magic City. The one beer by Magic City, surprisingly, I don't like is their Christmas beer in the versions they put out of it every year. I always try it. I think it's called Slay All the Way, and it's like Slay, like Kill Slay, because everything there is themed like heavy metal. It's really surprising. It's like the beer by them that I'm not a big fan of. And we're drinking some Tracksuit Santa Spiced Holiday Ale from Columbus tonight, which is a classic brown ale that's spiced. Rusty, you said you have some Bland's Gold in the cabinet you're trying to resist. Yeah, Erin has a like a collection at her house of like really nice liqueurs and just different, liquors as well. And I probably will not surprise any of you to know that I can't keep that stuff around. Oh, Patty said drinking a screwball eggnog doctored with some rye. Not too bad. Oh, excuse me. I do have the live chat up, Pudgy. Oh man, I just dropped it down to the bottom. How far away was I from the bottom?
You're pretty far away.
Pretty far away. Screwball was the sherbet that came in the cone with gumball in the bottom. Oh, I remember those from the ice cream truck. That was one of my favorite. Maybe I bet everybody already answered Chris's question about what would be a good drink for dark liquor. If it's whiskey, like bourbon, when I say I mostly drink. If I'm going to drink hard liquor, it's going to be bourbon. And it's going to be a cocktail, obviously. But I really like the classics, like Manhattans and stuff like that. Um, what's the other main classic bourbon drink? Old fashioned, you know. Oh yeah, Bryson. I got a couple comments about that. The cat. Clumping litter. I did buy it for now. Aaron doesn't, so I'm gonna do a little more research. So all my cat knowledge is what I developed when I got my cats 20 years ago. So I'm sure there's probably better options for what you can do, what I feed, and how I let the cat. I keep saying I keep saying in my mind if it stays, but this guy's sleeping on my lap right now. It's going to be hard to not keep. Yeah, that was the plan, Rick. The flea comb and the bowl of soapy water. The thing is, the cat's only like acclimated to the back of the basement, and so when we tried to take it upstairs to where I have a sink with a sprayer and do all that, it just was not going to happen. Not even we didn't even get it near the water. It was already just out of sorts of being way out of its space. So we ended up instead doing that back of the head flea medication, which is not as fast, but the good thing is it's not covered in fleas. Like there's no hopping fleas. I haven't even actually seen any. Aaron just put a couple combs through and there's a little bit. So hopefully this takes care of it. Yeah, Chuck, I feel like someone definitely dumped this guy. What is that? As many feral cats. Oh, what did? Oh, I gotta clear this. Did you just pop something up? Cats and alcohol talk. Oh yeah, we could get into bikes eventually. For sure, Rick. Uh, Definitely when I take it in to get it. Well, I know like one, they won't let a cat. I think if it has like fleas and has it in a shop, they won't shots. They won't fix it. Whatever. I'll find. I called a couple places today, ran out of time, so the Humane Society wasn't able to fix the cat till after the new year, and that's too late. So Edmund Bacon was a visionary architect that designed famous places in Philly. Oh, I need to put the chats over Stream Elements. There we go. So they pop up over the logo there. Oh, Pudgy's saying how to say this. Connie Murrah. Connie Murrah. Yeah, it sounds much more. See if I could catch up. Hey, Larry. Yeah, Traveling Through is actually a channel member on this channel. So yeah, we've never met in person, but we've chatted online for years now. So yeah, I always watch Traveling Through's videos. We were hoping to meet up when he did his cross country series, but it didn't work out. He didn't end up coming through Northeast Ohio. He changed his route. So Rick's comment. What's up, Jay Dandy? So Jay Dandy is making fun of a. I got offered to review this product called the Pimp. Have you seen this, Dave? Oh my god. So it is a phone holder, battery bank, Bluetooth speaker, and electric horn and bike light. And you know it can't be any good at any of those things. And then people have shared the Amazon reviews underneath it, which all sound like they're written by AI or bots. So, yeah. But they'd send two, and I'm able to give them away. So, yeah. I think this one's funny enough to accept. Like, I've started turning down everything, but the Pimp. I think I should get the Pimp.
Is that supposed to be an acronym?
Oh. Phone. Name another one of those.
Yeah,
what
makes
does
zero
those
sense.
letters stand for? Yeah, if anyone wants to check it out, I could drop a. If you want to look up the Pimp for yourself. And if you're interested in one, I could have them send me a couple. Not today. I have no chance of catching up on the chat tonight. Talking about cats and haven't even said a thing. Have I said a thing about bikes yet?
It's a lot of alcohol. Here's a good one.
It's time to incorporate the cat into the logo. So it's the bike. You know, it was so funny. I said to Aaron today, I don't know if you you guys, it's been in the chat, but Jared, who owns Hope in Johnstown, PA, he had a friend make a really cool shirt with his bike because he's been cat packing. He got that kitten at the shop, and then he rides with it sometimes between the shop and his house in the basket, like. And so I said there.
Oh yeah.
So have you seen that?
You absolutely need to do that. Or
So-
the backpack with the clear bubble on it.
Yeah. So, he's already. I'm gonna keep saying she because I had 2 girl cats and Aaron has 2 girl cats, but he's already probably a little too old to put up with that. But he's so friendly that maybe I could put him. I have a Roadrunner bag that goes in my Wald 137. That's like a roll top, and I'm like, I do want to try and like put him in there like here in the studio and see like move it back and forth, see if he jumps out or not. But that would be. I would love to have a cat that I could take out on the bike. Oh, Screwball is peanut butter whiskey. What do you got?
Pull up the Discord.
Got something good in there? Which one are you looking for? This
The alcohol.
is this Pudgy's collection?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
This must be where he bought it.
I don't think so.
Pudgy lives in an apartment in Mechanicsburg. This is not his house. there's Guinness taps.
Now I lost the comment.
Ah.
This is getting too crazy.
A whiskey library.
You never know. I put a point of sale, a couple taps.
Yeah, a little POS. Look at that one on the wall over there. There's like a zoom, so you can just pour those shots right out. Do you remember? I remember like Thursdays used to have those with Jaeger, right? There were like 3 bottles of Jägermeister that would pour right out of there. Oh, I can't clear your chats.
There's some.
Muskrat's having a warm mulled wine. I was watching Terry Berenson. He started live streaming on Twitch again. If you guys know what Twitch was, primarily for gamers, but now it's just kind of long form streaming, like where this is sitting here doing an hour at a studio. Twitch is kind of what you would do if you were playing games or if you were like walking around a city or somewhere interesting. He does like bike streams like that. And he was like stopping with his one friend, the stuttering skater, and he said, "Let's stop somewhere and get a hot toddy." And so in the chat, I was like, "Have a hot toddy with Terry," and pretty soon it's midnight and you're jumping on tables. And he said, "That's true," because that was what happened at Nutmeg. He offered me a hot toddy when I was walking back to the cabin to get out of my wet clothes. Had one hot toddy, and then however many beers later, everyone's trying to 2-footed jump onto the tables in the lodge. So. Pudgy is to whiskey as I am to bikes. Yeah, Racer. Racer, if you want to, I know you moved, but if you want to drop that, because I won't be able to scroll back far enough to it, but the picture of your old garage with your bike collection, I'll pull it up, because I don't think Dave, you were around when he had posted that yet, but he...
Oh, during the move?
Yeah.
It's like
His,
all-
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
the
saw.
bikes, yeah. Fighting Cock Whiskey, 103 octane. Yeah. I was just talking about, oh, I didn't go back to full screen. Wild Turkey, when I tried the Malort or whatever. Yeah. Because there was one time I was sitting there with my buddy Josh, who, he's the one I've told you guys have passed away, but that's where I got my Roger Riviere bike from, kind of my memorial bike because it was his. But we decided to do a shot of Wild Turkey 101 at where was that? Annabelle's bar that just closed. But we both, the old guy next to us, the older guy, says, "Yeah, I'll do one of those too." And me and Josh take it. I instantly got the spits, so I walked outside of the bar. You know, the spits are where you just have to keep spitting. You're not throwing up. The guy next to Josh did it and then just puked all over him. It was the worst. Yeah, wild turkey. Man. We did it, of course, because that's what Hunter S. Thompson would be drinking. But Chuck, I definitely do that sometimes. You feel like you're a weirdo because you're drinking water. Anyone else drink from their water bottles when they're at home? Yeah, someone was joking with me because I was drinking with mine while I was doing the stream, 2 weeks ago? Because I didn't want to drink anything. I had to get up early for work, so I was drinking out of a bicycle water bottle. Let's see if I can catch up.
Chris Fibe super chatted $5. Buy that cat a beer on me.
We'll buy the cat a beer. Thanks, Chris FYB. We have 2 drinks tonight. Hey, what's up, Drinkwater? You said you found a Bridgestone Regulus in the trash in Pittsburgh. Nice score. Muskrat said there's a great vid of a cat hitching a ride on a monkey riding a bike on YouTube. Chris FYB going back to the pimp. Let me clean this up. Review it and give it away. I'll ask for it. Maybe we'll just talk about it on the live stream because they did not say that. Because a lot of people know they're like it can't be a live stream video. It has to be a dedicated review video. They didn't put any parameters on it. They said just let us know and we'll send you some. So I should totally actually have them send it. What's the switch for? Volume control? There's a phone switch, a brightness switch, a plus and a minus. So I guess so. Does the pimp run on 16 AAA batteries? I think it's USB. Yeah, it's a power bank. Has a 5,000 milliwatt. Is that how you say that? MAH, whatever that stands for. I hear MKBHD say it all the time, and now I can't say it when I need to.
Milliamp?
Millamp. Yeah, millamp. Bryson said China hasn't figured out niche quality. They're still in the novelty phase of technology. It depends. There's some stuff that's getting pretty freaking competitive. So, Cal said, wired when you drink whiskey and you can't read for shit. Chris said, triggering you with that Jaeger machine in your head. I do not like Jaeger. And the one time I did a shot of it was on the St. Patrick's Day, and I got a DUI. So, probably the last time I drank it. You got the cat up there. Yeah, RIP Thursdays, RIP Annabelle's. Another bar just down the street. Me and Dave just got a burger at, this summer. Just Dominic's is closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't doubt that.
It has a sign that just says Mexican restaurant now. So.
It's probably that same dude yelling on the phone, sitting there.
Yeah, yeah. I think I might be able to catch up here by just. Recently, you traded 2 Brooks saddles for $200 worth of beer. Really? Wow. Buttered rum is really good. That wouldn't be. Let's not get back into buttered coffee, but yeah. Just more of a butter my cooking stuff, not my drinks. Oh hey, wow.
Nice.
getting a little more active. He just jumped off Dave's laptop table onto my lap. Oh, that's what it's saying. It's celebrating your. Whoops, I meant to leave that up there. That's your first super chat. Oh, speaking of Pittsburgh, we got another not native. What is someone from Pittsburgh? Pittsburgher? A Pittsburgher? Pittsburghian?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgher. It's got to be a Pittsburgher, right? Anyways, got another current Pittsburgher in the house.
I can only think of jokes.
I don't care how bad the Malort is. It's not as bad as that chili beer I fed you before the first nutmeg. I don't think I fed you that. Didn't I just not say anything when you ordered it? I feel like there's a difference. And it was by a really bad brewery, Dylan. So it was not just like, because there are like spicy beers that people like. They're usually like in a stout, like you could add some spice and it could be tasty, but there is like even some beers that aren't, that are like spicy, and people like spicy stuff dig them. This was by a bad brewery. It was gross all around. Yeah, when I went to Pittsburgh last time, I got a ride with Chris FYB and Yinzer. They showed me some cool stuff. If you remember, you got to see we rode over that abandoned train bridge over the river, which was wild. Oh, Rusty. So yeah, to my point, yeah, there could be good spicy beers. That was not one of them. The pimp. Rick said the pimp 2 will have an airbag. Milliamp hour. Yeah, yeah. Drinkwater said, "What company makes 420 pipe handlebars?" Hunter S. Thompson references. Yeah, I was just, as you guys know, when I just did my trip out west and we were in Vegas, it turns out one of the hosts was a big Hunter S. Thompson fan, so it was great. We had a lot of fun saying Fear and Loathing quotes to each other. Do you carry defensive tools when riding? Some of my friends have started to carry dog spray. So Aaron got some dog spray. Dylan has talked about how he stopped doing a bunch of gravel rides because of the problem with dogs. I've been lucky so far. Like, I've had some bark. I've had some start to run towards us, but haven't had any issue. I know Large had one get real close to him, but yeah, defensive tools for dogs are not a bad idea depending on when you ride, where you ride. I do not know. I do not know Nelly's songs, unfortunately, so over my head. It's funny because a lot of people, like, from my YouTube videos, and I'm the same way when I watch other people, I hear something, it triggers a song, I make a comment, and then I'll respond. Someone's on my channel, I'll respond to something like, oh, those were song lyrics, and I'm like, oh. Someone quoted Silver Sun Pickups the other day. I don't know their music, so it didn't work. And they had to be like, sorry, song lyrics, but... David said, is there a way we can make Strava like Waze and report live updates? People with strollers, potholes, other things to avoid? No. I do like that idea. Hey, what's up, Tiger? Indianapolis. Nice. Glad to have you. Like I said, I've said on this stream before, and I made a video about it, I only got to ride city bikes in Indianapolis, but I was super impressed, and I wish I had my bike with me when I was there. It was a work trip. That's why I didn't have my bike, but I really was impressed by the city. So, do you guys butter your Brooks saddles? Hot buttered Brooks. I was thinking you getting down, bud? Where are you going? Are you just repositioning? For anyone who's just joining, there's a cat on my lap. That's the title. But yeah, I think I might switch my Raleigh to that because I have the B17 Special. So I guess on the shelf over there, it's a little dark. Oh, it's right off frame. But I traded that for a mountain bike frame, and that was an old mountain bike. So I think I'm going to switch it out. I was going to lace the Brooks that's been on my Raleigh because I am someone who's sentimental about stuff like that. But I might still lace it and put it on a different bike. But I think it's just I ride. That's my number one bike. So fresh Brooks would be nice. Cave Creek Chili beer is good. The one I was thinking of is Sculpin by what is that? It's a San Francisco brewery, but they make Sculpin in a bunch of flavors, and they make a chili one. I can only drink one. It's spicy. It's almost like drink. To me, it tastes like drinking a bottle of Frank's. Where are you going, bud? Going to see Dave?
Come on over.
I think he's about to leap. No? Ah, Drink Water, what's up? You said that the train bridge we rode across will soon be a legit bike trail. That's what I've heard. I think that video I made, because I show a second of it in the video, the proper video, not just the members video, where we're riding across that train trestle in Pittsburgh, which is not active. I've got a bunch of comments from people saying we were stupid, but no, it was not an active train bridge, obviously. And we were on a catwalk, which was as wide as a sidewalk. Not dangerous if you are not afraid of heights, if you're not going to freak out. But yeah, I was wondering if Reddit or something picked up that video because the video did what my normal videos did, and then all of a sudden it had this big spike in views. So I think someone might have shared it somewhere. So. Hey Yinzer. Oh, you said you liked the video from my other channel. Yeah. One of my goals this year is to build that channel up, do like a video each week about photography or whatever I want. That's my kind of experimental channel, since this channel I used to post whatever I wanted to, and not that I still can't do that, but it's a bike channel, and that's cool. So, Pudgy, you said you carry pepper spray for the dogs around where you are. Got bit real bad in the past. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a smart thing to do. I always have bags on my bikes. Chuck said he carries pepper spray. Bryson carries a gun. Yeah. Rick said he's slow enough that dogs don't notice him. And Jandy said that Pudgy's too yummy. And Lighton said some serious close calls with dogs, both close to getting bit and dangerous roadways almost wrecking. Yeah. Hey, what's up, D'Amico? Oh, you want an e-biker alert on Strava? We always get into that. Pepper spray, but also a dog whistle. I guess I haven't actually thought of a dog whistle. So.
If you got a dog coming at you, I'd rather have something to...
Yeah, something to spray it than... Just throw in some TRP spires and you'll scare the dog away in no time. You won't have to worry about accidentally stopping, that's for sure. Get it? This is why we need the hardware where you can press the little drum sound effect.
We do need a soundboard.
Yeah. I might crack and buy one. And Uncle Dave. Sculpin is Ballast Point in San Diego. If a dog chases me, I could throw my new cat at it. That's brutal. Cave Creek Chili Beer, aka Crazy Ed's, tastes like skunked Corona with a manky pepper in it. You've had worse. Doesn't sound like you could have much worse. Yeah, Edmund would take on this. Edmund's got big old paws. You're probably noticing over there. There's he making the biscuits over there.
I've never seen a cat take a belly rub.
Yeah, this cat doesn't. This cat just wants attention. It does not care. Rusty said building up a new bike and it'll be the first time in 4 years using a non-Brooks saddle. Switching from the Cambium to an Ergon saddle for a try. Yeah, it took me a second to realize that you wouldn't. I don't think you would use a leather saddle, right, Rusty? As a vegan. So yeah, you've used the Cambiums. People love the Ergons. I love the B17. It's just my go-to. Think Missing Falls had a spicy beer this summer. Pretty sure you had it after a Yeti ride. Yeah, they have. It's one of my favorites, actually. I'm surprised I forgot about that. Missing Falls Mango Rehab. So it's a mango IPA that has whatever kind of pepper they put into that. Mango Rehab. Yeah. They put, maybe it's chilies, but. And it's rare to do an IPA that tastes good and not overpowered by the spice. Kalapuya Brewing Company chili beer is delicious. Out in the Pacific Northwest. Dylan said, Rusty, I've been curious about those Ergons. Totally good with my fabric saddles, though. Yeah, I rode a fabric on the Raleigh, but I don't think it was the right one, so I'm not going to judge every saddle they made. I liked it for rides up to 20 miles, and then it became uncomfortable. I think it was the first time I did Black Fork. I think I still, or it might have been an earlier Road Apple, I had the fabric saddle still on the Raleigh, and yeah, I didn't like it. I moved it over to the Roger Riviera because I don't do rides more than 20 miles on that bike, and it's still a comfortable saddle, but just not for really, really long days in the saddle. Oh, Racer dropped his bike collection. Show that photo for the people who haven't seen it before. I wish Discord let me scroll through photos. It doesn't, so I have to pull them up one at a time. So this is like the 26-inch mountain bike collection outside. Yeah. Then look at that. Look at those frames in the ceiling. Yeah, like a whole Trek section. You got one of the classic Peugeot paint jobs in there too. Looks like a bunch of single speeds, or these bikes with horizontal dropouts in the middle there. Fat bike collection. Or fat bikes at the front. It's not all fat bikes. Oh, another angle here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a collection. Makes me feel a little better about what I have going on over here. Pudgy was saying Ergon saddles are awesome. And Knight says, ASP branded Kubatin, great option for defense. A keychain that's half a nunchuck and has pepper spray inside. I carried for dogs and less lethal people. You carry a buggy whip and a pistol as well? Is that a joke? Do you really carry all that stuff on your bike? I've never, I'm actually, as I get attacked for all the time on this channel, liberal. I am super progressive. I haven't, and I've shot guns plenty, but I've never owned a personal weapon. Do you still shoot, Dave?
Oh yeah.
You trap shoot, right? Trap shooting?
Trap. Yes.
So you still go to the range? Do you compete or you just do it for fun?
No, it's just for fun.
Me and Dave worked on a farm, so we had shotguns for the blackbirds, which, if you understood blackbirds, I know there's some vegans in here. It probably would not even bother you to shoot those things after a while.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. And they just really F stuff up and they're really dumb. They're not like crow. They're not smart birds, whatever. Doesn't matter. Everyone is entitled to whatever they want. But so Dave actually became like the main pest control guy at the farm for years. And so became a pretty good shot, then actually got into shooting. What makes trap different than what everyone knows? What's the word I'm looking for?
Trap goes out, skeet goes sideways.
Skeet. So everyone knows skeet. So skeets cross your field of view. Traps are going away from you. So it's like clay pigeons flying away
Yes.
from where you're shooting. All right. Patty, you weren't crazy about your Oregon saddle. We've talked. I mean, we always talk about this on the channel, but saddles are the most personal thing about a bike. I mean, I don't mind like having like fun debates about tires, wheel size, frame material, but when it comes to saddles, I would never actually argue with anyone with what they say. It's like Patty says ergons aren't comfortable, he's right. Pudgy says ergons are comfortable, he's right, because it's totally just what works for you, you know. Don't dog whistles call dogs? That's what I always thought about a dog whistle, right? Maybe there's one that's a frequency that annoys them. Someone might have answered that already. Chuck said there are free internet soundboards. Yeah, we've actually, so that takes more context. Have been looking at some of Rode's hardware that would, if you've ever watched a podcast, so we could route the mics actually better, and I can mix the mics better, and then have like sound effects accessible. It would also have hardware control, so I wouldn't have to use the mouse to change the scene. So looking into something more like that. I don't mind spending money on this channel. So
How do you end up so far behind?
am I behind again?
Yeah.
Dog whistles call racists.
I didn't want to say anything before that because that needed to be
You're
said.
waiting for me to get to that. Now you'll take control. I felt like I was on top of things. There's so much romance about gravel, but dogs, effing S, and heavy equipment and dust. Yeah, so I guess heavy equipment would be depends on where you live with that and the dust. But the dog thing is for real. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck. No, we know we could do it like virtually, and I think we might because I'm waiting to. Long story. That's not what we're talking about right now in this situation, but yeah, I think having sound effects that we could just like trigger is going to be a thing we're going to do before I buy a piece of hardware. But yeah.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh yeah, this is a huge deal in yeah. You gotta have that. It's just a. What are your thoughts on the chip and seal paving plan for 16 miles of the towpath? This is big news in Northeast Ohio. Are you grabbing another round?
Yes.
Count me in. So yeah, the towpath through the Cuyahoga Valley National Park is mostly crushed limestone. So we're talking about a towpath, canal towpath historically. So it's very pretty and it looks really good being a crushed limestone path. But in spots it's super narrow, in spots it's super low and it floods out. In spots when it rains, as people know have done the CNO canal towpath in the rain, it gets really just shitty. So the park has kind of announced like a plan to go chip and seal instead of paving it with blacktop, because chip and seal kind of looks like the crushed limestone. I kind of like the crushed limestone and like it's kind of like gravel, but at the same time, the towpath, it's time to upgrade it there. It's such a heavily trafficked path. I know it sounds like joggers are the ones who are the most mad about it because crushed limestone is softer, for your like footfalls and all that. But I feel like when I think about the parts of the towpath that they have paved, because like they flooded out on the southern sections, once they pave them, I never think about it. It doesn't cross my mind. So
Where's this at?
through the national park, they're going to chip and seal a bunch of the towpath.
They already do around us, around boats.
Yeah, they already do it. Yeah, they already do it Boatsum, and it hasn't. This is what I said. It hasn't changed my life at all. I don't once it's. I notice it when it's.
If you go up to Canal, because people can refuse to not ride.
Yeah.
It's just like the mountain bike trail. You don't ride when it's wet. Or,
Yeah.
Whatever. But then all summer it's unrideable.
Yeah.
All along Canal.
You get tracks in there.
Right.
And that part is already super narrow and needs to be redone anyways. So if you're going to redo a part that gets rutted up really bad, it needs to be widened. Chip and seal makes sense. You know.
Oh, just from a maintenance standpoint through the Metro Parks section.
Yeah.
I would love it.
And technically, not technically, for real, Dave is a Metro Parks maintenance guy. So, but yeah, I think it makes sense. Like, and the reason they're doing chip and seal in the national park is aesthetic, is part of aesthetics, because you can't just pave it. Good thing about chip and seal too, though, is where they asphalt stuff that's a little rougher and closer to water, it cracks and roots get it really bad. Whereas like the Freedom Trail is easy, you don't have to worry about that for the most part. I mean, there are sections, but it's an old rail bed though, so it's pretty bedded in. Whereas like the national park crushed limestone stuff, if you just blacktop that blacktop is going to get so ruined. If you chip and seal it, it's easier to re-chip and seal it than it is to asphalt it. Or is that the term, right? You would know better than me.
What's the argument against it?
People, I think,
we always thought it takes away from the whole
aesthetic.
Right.
It seems very aesthetic driven. I feel like there are some people who consider it like more like gravel riding when it's crushed limestone, and and runners like it because it's soft. Anyways, I think it's a localism, but I think that's something that we'll all be seeing if you have, trails around you, dedicated bike paths that are not paved. I think there will be more serious pavement coming to them. I always hear people complain about the CNO, and they're like, I wish they would pave it. When we rode it, like a lot of it was double track and a little more wild, much less maintained than the towpath here in Ohio. We liked it, of course, and we were all riding bikes that were capable of it, so it made it more interesting to us. But I have friends, and I mean this, first-person friends who have ridden it when it's rained, and we got lucky that it didn't, that it became almost unrideable. And my one friend, Stu, I think he was on 38, so not wide tires, but not super narrow tires, and he said it was unrideable. So, Rusty changed stuff, did say he would, as a vegan, would not use the leather saddle. Oh yeah, compressionless on dual piston brakes for sure, or just brakes in general, I think. Oh, that little cat meowing over there. Such a sweetheart. Kyle, you said you had a shop cat for 17 years. R.I.P. Had to say no to dogs walking in there for safety. My local bike shop, he has a shop cat in there now too. I've had a neck headache for 2 days and now it's gone. Thanks, Tim. How did I do that? I'll drink water. You switch to a noseless saddle and never go back. I've seen those, and again, it's something I look at and I'm like, that doesn't look like it would do anything for me, especially with a saddle that I ride that is suspended, tension leather. It'd be the opposite. But again, that just proves it's whatever works for you. Chuck, you said you're all for paving Summit Lake to Barberton. That's funny because I don't have since they redid the section from Summit Lake to Barberton. They really rolled it out nice, and it doesn't bother me usually, even after it rains. Where it used to get really messy after a rain, there's only a couple sections now that do. But plus, crushed limestone destroys your drivetrain. You're anal, so you probably hate crushed limestone, right?
I won't ride the towpath.
You won't ride it? Yeah. When I first got into vintage road bikes, I hated riding them on it. Not because I couldn't handle the terrain, because crushed limestone around here is, in general, pretty smooth. I hated getting up into, when I was running original chain rings. I didn't want, that stuff wearing it down. So I'd get home, I'd wipe it all down, relube the chain and all that stuff. When you're riding paved trails, you don't have to worry about that as much. So, Farley, what's up? He said, surprised the Pimp doesn't have a built-in dog zapper. Yeah, maybe the Pimp 2, you could pull it off and like tase a dog. Chuck Hunter, you said you take it back. You're in favor of paving the whole thing. It's funny because I kind of forgot about the drivetrain thing because I'm used to my bikes being so dirty. Because now we just, even when I ride a pavement ride, we almost always mix something in. The last video I made was straight up road ride. Still rode my gravel bike, so it didn't matter there. But in general, we always hit dirt. So now when I do think of like riding the Freedom Trail out to Kent and the hiking bike back, I don't have to worry about my bike. So. Chip and seal is financially the best option. Not as smooth as blacktop. Chip and seal will hold long against bike traffic. Yeah, definitely not as smooth as blacktop. It still kind of feels like crushed limestone.
For the national part to do it, it's they're approaching it from a maintenance standpoint because they don't have people on trail all the time. So you could chip seal it and then forget about it.
Yeah.
It's less trail repair. It's just better overall.
The thing I don't like about chip and seal is so where they did it down by Boatum, like you were saying, when they first do it, it's just like chip and seal roads. It kicks up stuff still, and if it's you don't have to worry as much. I'm not worried as much about the tar like my dad used to be on his cars because Bath used to chip and seal all the roads. It's more about like that section of towpath is curvy with a little bit of undulation, not much. It's really slippery.
Right.
Because now you're like when it's crushed limestone, the limestone doesn't really slip on itself. When they put it down on top of like chip and seal, they put so much of that whatever I don't know what the aggregate they put down is, whatever the rocks that go on top of the tar. But they always put too much, and until it beds in, it's actually kind of dangerous.
Right.
I find it the most slippery surface that I like ride on outside of weather conditions. So I remember when they first did it past. If you watch the last video where I kept talking about the Indian Mound, which is Boatum. It's the right way to pronounce it, but everyone says Boatum. Yeah, everyone says Boatum. But yeah, that was very sketchy. Like I didn't like it when it was new. Oh, Patty said Dropout would be a good name for an alley cat. How far behind? I got to be way back, huh? AJ Barnes said, what PSI do I run with knobby tires on the road? I actually don't change it on my gravel bike. All the latest research is that, supple tires, low PSI is faster. So I'll answer your question. I usually run between 35 and 40. And that's just what I run on my gravel bike pretty much no matter what because I'm running 44s on that bike now. So more since I went down from went up from 42s, which is barely a difference. But kind of stick with about 35. I might go a little higher just because they tend to, if they're tubeless, which right now they have tubes in them, they tend to lose a little bit of air faster. So I might just go a little higher for that reason. But oh, and Muskrat was saying about where they're going to pave, like the washout sections will be targeted. So. Yeah, David Geller, you're on your way to being a racer. So Racer was saying he doesn't want to go into the scrapper, and Dave was saying he's on he's well on his way. But yeah, I was like that for a while. I dialed it back. Funny thing is though, when we're talking about Racer, you're saying you don't want the bikes going to the scrapper. I have a couple bikes that there was a scrapper, but he saved all the bikes, so his yard looked like your garage does, and that's where I got my first Peugeot and a Schwinn World Sport that I built up for Aaron. He was a scrapper, but he liked bikes, so he would scrap everything else and keep all the bicycles. But I'm really bummed I lost his number, but it's probably for the best anyways. Oh, Pudgy shoots trap. Pudgy, did I know that? Has that come up before? Wanting to start, I assume you mean starting, Bryceland. Bike shop in your tiny Idaho town where it'll be all Huffy repairs. Hey, ask any bike shop owner. Repairs pay more than selling bikes do, so it doesn't matter what you're repairing. So David, he's a hunter. David Geller. He actually, the what's the orchard out by Kent
Oof,
with a B. He'll say it, and I'll get to it in 10 minutes. Bittman. I make videos about it. I like that place. And my one friend, no,
the orchard.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he used to hunt out there and stuff like that. Sporting clays. What do you know about sporting clays, Dave?
Too much.
Too much. Bradley, are you back from your trip to the Far East? Bradley is a friend from Nutmeg and all that, but he was just traveling, doing sound out in, Taiwan? Not Taiwan. Yeah, Taiwan, right? But all over. Actually, kept meaning, I was, wait till you get back. I wanted to DM you about, exactly what was going on, because I'm trying to piece it together from the Instagram stories, but... Oh, and Lighton was saying he carries that. He carries a buggy whip and the gun and the pepper spray. Wow.
I think he needs to might find some new places to ride.
Yeah, if you have to be going like that, what else you got out there? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the '90s mountain bike trend has cooled off a little bit, and prices are coming back down. But Chris FYB's got those child rearing hips. D'Amico said, I'm a road guy, but Mackie makes some pretty cool streamer equipment now. Yeah, the problem is no one, and I'll look it up, D'Amico. I'll actually remember to look into that because no one is combining the audio and the video into one unit very well yet. And like I said, Rode made a really cool Streamer X, which is really good if you're just a one-man show, but I want something that could work for having guests here as well or having someone produce. So, hey, what's up, Dimitri? Dimitri, did you make it into Terry's streams today? I had the first one on, but for a minute, but then I got really busy, and then I had to run out. Had to take Erin to her first, what do you call that, where they, teach you how to, do stuff after you broke something? Not rehab.
Therapy.
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy.
That's why I keep you around. Chris FIB, you jumping into a second beer. Dimitri, you missed the cat talk and some 90s bro talk radio sound effects. That's a good summary. There was a little bit of lickery talk. Sounds like someone doesn't need more lickery, but is going to do it anyways. Got him. Oh, that's me. Oh, Enlighten. That's right. I forgot that's where you are. Yeah, they did pave that section that always flooded out really bad, though. So
that's also another thing. They built the trails without any real trail building experience.
Yeah,
they were just we'll just cut some trees down, put some limestone on it. So you get all these down, the washouts, everything puddles in the trail instead of
running off.
Right. When they did it however many years ago, now everybody knows how to properly build trails.
Yeah, because not one of the earlier rail trails, but when they first put the towpath through the valley, that was early. And a lot of sections of the towpath they got away with because they were kind of claiming that they would be temporary. They're working on that at finishing it down south. They're that guy who owns that huge garbage company. They're going to put it through his property. And they're like, oh, yeah, just a 5-year lease because they know once they get it in.
Oh, yeah.
So if that guy has an aesthetic opinion on what it looks like, they'll do it the way he says. And then hopefully in 10 years it's paved or whatever makes the most sense. But, yeah.
far
Oh, you missed
back
the
are you?
the cat cam with Dimitri. Yeah, cycling Brian, I would ride chip and seal on 32s. That chip and seal doesn't bother me at all. But I mean, obviously, it depends on the quality. But I'm just saying, when they first lay down the stones, it doesn't matter what your tire size is, because when it's not your tires slipping on it, it's stones slipping on stones. As Jan Hein, who you guys love to hate on, always says, but is always right about everything. So I don't get it. I love making a statement like that that's like bulletproof. I've covered all the bases, so no one can argue anything. Hey, what's up, Balancing Bike Life? Jumping in here. Chip and seal is cost effective too. Yeah, that's what Dave was kind of saying. For the park, they want to lay it down and then come back years later and lay it down again.
Yeah, it's just less maintenance. It's just better overall.
Yeah, Rusty was saying the hike and bike section north of Kent with all the tree roots. Yeah, it's really rough there.
That's brutal.
And that's where blacktop sucks. But on the Freedom Trail, did you guys do that where they grinded down those sections and smoothed it out right past what we call the shit van? So right after you come over Middlebury Road, there was that, it like kind of curves, or is that into Portage Parks?
That's Portage.
Yeah,
we do something different. But yeah, no, that's Portage. That's the downside of putting down blacktop or asphalt or whatever.
Putting down blacktop, if you're not going to maintain it, can be bad.
Oh, there's trails out there. I'm sure you've found them that are just brutal. I mean, you're better just riding on the side on the berm.
Oh yeah, I had a friend he lives down in Bentonville now. Actually, when we got to that section of the Freedom Trail, he would ride off in the grass. He's like, I'm not beating my bike up over that stuff. So. I do see that you guys are chatting with each other. See if I can catch up at it all. But pet cats ride bikes. Am I actually wearing that shirt? No, I'm not. But that my buddy Micah sells. So it's funny. Micah makes everything like cat themed, but he's a huge dog guy. So even if you guys saw my Instagram stories, he just made me a bunch more Fitzwater Cycle stuff to ship out. But he is like totally not that he doesn't like cats, but he makes all this cat themed stuff. But yeah. Oh, Sam said you put some spires that you had laying around on the Soma fog cutter. You got too used to the Grotax. Yeah. Like I said, my spires were particularly beat up and an older model, but yeah, mechanical disc brakes. Yeah, I mean, if you're running clampers or the Grotax, man, yeah, there's no way spires hold a candle. Yeah, with our case, Dimitri, it's more about the maintenance. The trail is getting rutted up and washed away, and it needs to be redone anyways. So that's what we were kind of saying. Muskrat said the section is city owned. Portage Parks got on their case about it, that mess, and smoothed it out a bit. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's what Dimitri was talking about. Accessibility for like probably wheelchairs and strollers and stuff like that. Yep. Ellery, how you doing? You were saying what we were just rambling about, or I was, and by we, I mean me. Some people like eating the saddle. I know what he means, but it's funny. Yinder said you rode the CNO on 45 millimeters, 2-inch respectively. And in the rain, it was total garbage. The mud the day after was almost worse than the rainy day. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain overnight when we stayed in Harper's Ferry, but it wasn't enough to affect the trail conditions. it was really windy and some trees were down. I rode on 2 inches because I was riding my Marin 26-inch wheel bike. So funny that video. Fucking roadies nonstop talking about how my bike was overkill. And I'm like, I said this in a later video about it. I'm like, when someone else goes on vacation, do you complain if they're too comfortable on vacation? Like, it's just such a weird mentality to me. Like, to be like, what you were riding was overkill. In comparison to what? I wasn't trying to set the FKT, for the CNO trail. I was drinking beers and riding my bike with friends on vacation. So, anyways, I'll rant about that all day long. But when some people talk about working on the trail, they said they'll never pave it to keep it historic. So, Yinzer, that's kind of what the debate, if you look at, so being on Facebook and in bike groups for our local community and bike people sharing it, that's what's going on. Some people really like the historic looking nature of the crushed limestone. I just think it's less. I could see it way more on the CNO than I see it here in the Cuyahoga Valley. The Cuyahoga Valley was completely clear cut at one point in time.
Yeah, it's not even the mule path or whatever.
It's not the original trail.
Historic,
yeah.
Right.
The CNO has way more continuity with its history than our canal towpath does. The CNO still has the old lock tender houses. We have maybe 2 that have been completely, it was public land up until the 70s. I mean, private land up until the 70s. So there's just, here in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, it's less, to me, meaningful than where I could see where people have a little bit more of a point on the CNO. And that's not to say that's my argument on the CNO. Like I said, I did like the historic nature, but we went in July and we had very nice weather, so we didn't have to deal with what other people have had to deal with. Beckwith Orchards is the name I was thinking of. I missed Jay Dandy's. Tuna Boat. Is it 10 o'clock? Can I go to Tuna Boat when I'm so far behind on the comments? Huffy's at bikes too. Huffy made good bikes way back in the day. Chuck Hunter, you got a... Huffy's are what I rode growing up. They were already cheap dirt bikes. I have a Raleigh here that is actually a Huffy. It's an American bike that Huffy had bought the name from, and it's actually not the worst, but it's cheap old road bike. Yeah, and I'm not going to argue with a vegan about what their position on is, because I do know exactly what you're saying about taking a synthetic and it being fossil fuel based. I do think it's different. If your point of view is not harming animals, I know people have tried to post the numbers about that. Raising animals is way more harmful to the environment, but again, that's just not going to get on anyone for their choice about that. And like I've said before, I was vegetarian all through my 20s and stuff like that. So
this saddle you keep talking about, I'm not familiar with. Is that the point of it, or is it just
the Cambium?
Yeah.
That Brooks was trying to make a saddle that was not. Yeah, I think it's part of it. Also, weather was part of it. A lot of people are worried about leather saddles. They don't want to have to take care of them. Was he meowing at you or just hanging out?
I just was bothering him.
Oh, now he's meowing. I heard him somewhere.
Where's he at?
Is he on this side of the... Oh. It's dark in here. We got the black cat. We couldn't see him sitting on the black carpet right next to us. Would you run this for a second while I take a leak?
What do you want me to run?
I mean, I could go to the break. Just chatting with people. Chatting these people. All right, let's take the break. I actually made the new members videos with all the new members' names, but I didn't load it onto this hard drive. So, sorry, guys. I promised last week that I would fix that, and I kind of did. I made the video with all the new members' names, but I didn't load it onto the hard drive that's on this computer. So, 2 computers, obviously. As you can imagine, this is not where I work. Anyways. BRB. Could you just pull comments? What did I say?
Hey, just want to take a moment to thank our channel members. You see their names on the screen right now. It's their support that makes it so we could do these weekly live streams, have better graphics, have better cameras, use better music in the videos, and all the stuff like that. If you don't want to become a channel member, we also do have a little store below. You could support the channel that way, buy a sticker, bandana, or t-shirt, but I understand not everyone could financially support, so just hit the like button on this video right now. Thanks a lot. We'll be back in a moment with some more, hopefully, bike talk. Who knows? It's after 10, right?
I wanna tune a boat. Oh, give me tune a boat.
That's not the right thing. There we go. Well, what should we do, guys? Should I attempt to make it through this chat, or you guys were all chatting with each other and we should start fresh down at the bottom? What if I go to the bottom and try and keep up, and then if I do, I can work my way back?
What?
Wrap your mind around that. Oh, where'd I put my beer?
I don't know, right in front of you.
No, that's the old one. Did I take it upstairs with me?
Grab another one.
No, it was like totally full. Who be texting? All right. Dave, could you talk to these guys for a second?
Got nothing to say.
Well, read one of the things and then talk about it.
They're talking about Brooks saddles. Here, I'll go get it. You're better.
But you don't know where I put it.
I'll find it.
Sorry, I'm trying to read through some of the comments. No, David, I said that exact same thing, that I think Chip and Seal, when is new, is super sketchy. When it beds in, though, I do see the whole point of it. But all right, that's funny, Pudgy. So my friend Micah goes by Genuine Article, so talking about the dog to cat thing, but I'm kind of scrolling through the chat, like, because I know you guys all got to see each other's chats, just to see if there's anyone new who's jumped in or if I'm missing anyone, but Yinzer, this is one thing, like, and I know we're already talking in the realm of people who, like, kind of know bike stuff. It's one of the interesting things when someone gets new into cycling and saddles just hurt. Like, riding your bike. Oh, thanks. Where was it?
On your dresser.
On my, yeah, that makes sense.
On a
Oh, I
coaster.
said it on a coaster.
On a
there.
coaster.
Yeah. Well, nothing if not a good guest. In my own house. But yeah, it's interesting because so when I didn't used to ride through the winter, I knew that my saddle was going to hurt the first, about 2 weeks of riding when you get back into it. Now that I ride through the winter, I don't have to worry about that. But a lot of new people, when they get into cycling, they opt for the cushy saddles, which are horrible for you. You know what I mean? Once you get into riding, are not what most people want to be on. And again, this is a broad generalization. There's certain things that work for everyone. But yeah, so to say that you have like a thin carbon one, if it hits your sit bones right, that's just what matters. And even on my like B17, like where I'm riding on the rally, I'm riding back on the rivets mostly. So it's like the idea of the cushioning. One thing I like about Brooks is like when you're on long tours and stuff, I do find that it gives me multiple saddle positions to be on. But in general, you're trying to put your sit bones on something. So, yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, Mr. Natty? How you doing? Good to see you up in here again. Oh, no, Rusty is not being facetious. Wow, I can't say that word when I see it spelled out. I don't think I've ever seen facetious spelled out. No. Oh, I thought he was about to attack him, and then he said solidarity. I deleted Yinzer's comment. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Yinzer. Am I able to undelete it? No, that's not an option.
It is not an option.
I opened his whole YouTube channel on accident, though. How's that? Is that good enough? I did. It was at whatever the last one was. So, what am I missing now? Did we have anything new in the Discord we needed to check out? Besides the pimp. Oh, this is Racer's actual off. Man. I've said it before, but how settled in are you, Racer? We definitely got to still do a guest stream. So, or a guest stream? A stream with a guest. It is letting me scroll through. Oh, it lets me scroll through photos if they're all in one post. Interesting. Oh, did you type in that, Dave?
Pasted, copy and pasted.
Why?
I don't know.
Just to
It seemed legit.
seem like a good idea. Tim is plagiarizing. Oh, that's how you were able to show what he had typed. I got what you were doing. Why do you just say that?
I thought that was obvious.
It wasn't, because I couldn't remember. Serenity now. New Dave is here to make it weird. I know, I always did that all on my own. He's here to help.
Chris Cohn subscribed to the channel.
Welcome, Chris Cohn. I felt the vibes, but you never know. Someone, I woke up, this is last week someday, and someone had written, I really like your channel, but your libness is showing through. And I'm like, oh, is it? Like, you know, I didn't. I just deleted his comment. Like, fuck off. Like, I don't care. Like, again, I've said this a million times. Like, we could come here to talk about bikes. Like, I'm literally not, like, this is, like, my escape from the harsh realities of the world. Like, we don't have to agree on everything to, like, stand here and have a bike conversation. But if you think you're going to call me out for being like a lib or something like that, like seriously, just go fuck off. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't try to hide it. Like, you can go look at my other stuff and find out who I am as a person. Like, I literally just like, I don't not talk about it here because I care about subscribers or any of that bullshit. Like, I don't care at all when it comes to that. If you want, like, if you're listening to me right now, and you're like, oh, he's a liberal, I'm going to unsubscribe. Go for it. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's just because, like I was saying in the Thanksgiving episode, we all need a break from the absolute, like, I don't know, insanity of the world. And bikes are mine, and doing this stuff is mine. It doesn't mean I'm going to ignore who I am as a person and all that stuff. But if you want to get all upset about it, like, hey, that's on you. Like, yes, this channel and its user base leans to the left. You don't have to be here and participate and talk about saddles or tires or anything. Like, I'm not going to kick you out unless you say something racist, anti-trans, homophobic, or along those lines. We could all hang out here and talk about bikes. So,
Or something not funny.
or something not funny. Yeah, we will ban you for trying to make a joke that is not funny. Pudgy, it's so funny. Aaron was getting on my case, so I'll pull up your comment here, but not getting on my case. I am so tired from last night that I kept saying stuff backwards all day today, and we even got a second coffee, and it didn't help. So I can only imagine now having 2 beers on my completely tired mind, and I didn't eat any dinner either. So, and when I say 2 beers, I think I've had 4 beers.
Yeah, right. 2 beers on camera.
Yeah, 2 beers on camera. 2 beers you know about, but you could verify it. Did you guys hear Edmund back there? He was back there meowing.
RacerX84107112 super chatted $5. This is my new office and maker's space. Let's do an interview thing.
Awesome. Yeah, now that you got that set up, let's do it. And we broke Large's number 1 rule. So he cares way less about hearing about politics and social stuff. His whole thing is no saddle talk, and then we just spent an hour talking about saddles. We didn't just focus on the Brooks, though. That's the thing. So we kind of had, I think it was wasn't that a legit saddle talk shit? See, I can't talk. I was thinking I'm only going to do an hour tonight because I already knew how I was feeling. What did I call the... I called her like heat seat or something so ridiculous today. Whatever. But where's Funny Brad? I know I need to get Funny Brad back on here. Cat's over there. Come on over, bud. Come on over. Just crying.
Any candles?
Toilet bird. Oh. Yeah. Why do you want a candle?
People keep asking what this is.
Oh, it's a candle holder. It's from the Halloween show. We had candles all around. Oh, there. Edmund is doing a little bit of roaming. All right, yeah, Racer, I'll hit you up about like doing a live stream together. I think it'd be fun to like talk about it because there's been comments on the Discord about your bike collection. You know, Pudgy's talked about it, and I know you guys are like totally at peace, but you've had like a interesting back and forth, so we totally need to do a live stream together. People are just upset that I'm nearing 15,000 subscribers. It's a fast track to that GCN money. Yeah, I've said it before. Like, I mean, it is nice. Like, I do make a chunk of change from this channel. It's definitely not a livable chunk of change, but it covers the GoPros. It covers, you know, like hardware. That's why I wouldn't be mad to buy a piece of streaming equipment, but it doesn't cover like my living expenses or, you know, it doesn't. I'm not about to quit my job, you know. So that
You
cat.
guys ever touch on GCN? Them canceling Plus?
Yeah, I did a whole episode. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't watch that one.
Bradley said bikes should bring people together, not divide. Preach on him. That's what I'm saying too. Yeah, I mean, if we're all like getting out there on the roads and dealing with this stuff, like we could have a moment to push our political opinions to the side. Ellery said, "Are you hurting your male parts on your saddle? Try an ISM saddle. I'm not familiar with those." Di2 straight to jail. Mile High's in here. What's up, Mile High? How you doing? Cycling Brian said the beer is my supper. Yeah. Oh, so ISM does make a. So ISM makes one of the noses. Look how far behind I got again already. Oh, New Year's resolution: more rides, less pot, and you're starting early. Long as you don't lose, long as it doesn't take away your creative edge. I like the music, Mile High. So if you stop smoking weed and you start writing really boring songs. Edmund is yelling abort. Edmund wanted, yeah. Right. Well, what did you put up there, Dave?
Oh, did I put something?
Oh, yeah. Mile High, summary, same saddle talk as always. But it was a little different this time. Dylan's out. See you, Dylan. I got a cat, accidentally. And
Accidentally my ass.
we talked a lot about liquor. Yep. David, yeah. What's that sad noise? Edmund? Edmund is what I named the cat for anyone who hasn't been here. Anyways. Oh, Chuck, you quit because of jobs. Yeah. As a parent, knowing you don't have kids, I like hearing the cat whining in the background. Yeah. Oh, second, Brian, do you think it's your cat? Maybe has found a mouse. Yeah. This little cat's meow is what got me, and also why I'm so tired, because last night I slept down here in the basement with him. I have kind of like this Pudgy knows, and Rick knows a little bed thing I built in the back. And he would get up and wander away, and then he would start meowing, and I'd go grab him and bring him back, and then he'd be like, "Oh, this is cool." And I'm like, "Well, then why'd you leave?" But before I brought him in last night, I have a glass window, and my basement's like kind of like has half steps in the back. And I went in for the night, and I closed the door, and he's standing there on the stairs, just making that meow at me. And of course, that's why I own a cat now. Oh, drink water, 100%. And we've narrowed in since back in the day a little. even more. Like, so they even used to get even more out of hand. Yeah, don't forget us little people when you're famous. Yeah, you know where I ride my bike. I post the Strava routes. We all saw what happened to Amy Grant when she got off the drugs. What did we see? Didn't she just disappear? Man, all I know is baby, baby, you put my heart in motion. Oh, she was a Christian singer before that hit. Is that what he's referencing?
I have no idea.
That's Sam Cooke too, right? Sam Cooke was only did like gospel, and then he quit doing gospel and became one of the greatest of all time. Yeah. Any of you still? What was this about? No, it was about drugs, and then I related to Amy Grant and gospel. Man, yeah, I think it is time to abort. What time is it? Yep, definitely well said. ENP. Oh, Ben East said rode his first multi-day trip on the CNO in August with 44 on the front and 40s in the back. Trail was great. Yeah, nice. I just don't get people thinking like there's a prize for riding the skinniest tires. There's no prize. No one gives you anything. you don't get an award. If you get to the end of like some trail and you're like, I did it on 28s, no one pops out of the woodworks and gives you a medal. No one cares. No one cares. It's like some old roadie thing. And again, I don't have a problem with roadies. It's some old roadie mentality though. It's this 1970s, the skinnier and the harder tires, the better of a human being I am, and I don't understand it. Hey, what's up, James? Yeah, it was a pretty liquor and cat centric live stream.
Here's a good question.
All right, Rusty. Good night. What do you got?
What? That's not what
This question?
Oh, yeah.
Do I think growing on YouTube has changed me in any way? I'm funnier now? More handsome?
Just exposed you.
Yeah. No, I don't. I can't think of a way it's changed me. I feel like it. I feel like it's funny because I feel like there's certain ways it should, like, because there is potential there, and like my friends are even willing to be like, we'll say stuff on camera, we'll talk about our camp setups, and I'm like, I'll just point my GoPro at you while we ride, and we'll still have fun. So no, I don't think it has, because, and again, I also feel like it's funny to be like, in the scheme of YouTube, it's still not that big, but it's way bigger than I ever thought it'd be. But no, it doesn't. I was riding with a GoPro on my bike when I decided to start making more bike content all the time anyways, so it's just the same thing. But it makes these more fun. Ask Pudgy. When I first started doing it, I had a list of notes, and I was trying to get through an hour live stream, and I was very uncomfortable and kind of terrified because I wanted to teach myself how to live stream. But yeah, so I'm better on camera. YouTube has changed me at being better on camera, and that was my goal. It was about making better videos because that's what I do for a living, part of what I do for a living. So it's changed me in a good way on that kind of stuff. So anyways, you good.
You want me to clear that? I keep popping it back. We gotta fix this.
Bradley said he's registered in the bicycle party and your rep is Graham Peterson. You thought you were saying something neutral, but now Pudgy's going to get on your case. Chuck, you out? Good night, man. I think Ryan Doozer was always a doucher before he had 100. Yeah. He was always a doozer, probably when he had 10 subs. Is that too far? No, I think everyone's talked shit about him on the stream before.
Oh, that one night we
Oh, yeah,
just
we're kind of
ragging on
trashing him.
everybody you don't like.
Oh, the vegan cyclist. That guy hurts my brain. His voice hurts my brain. Oh, Amy Grant wasn't on the stuff. It was a joke. Go to bed. Yeah, we probably should wrap it up, huh? I have a problem with roadies. That's campy speak. This is tame. Off the rails is a high bar here. Jay Dandy is correct. He's seen some. For anyone who doesn't know where the joke about abort comes from, it's because there was an early in the pandemic and early in live streaming, I had way too many beers, and I actually started staring at the screen thinking about something, and Large Marge actually texted that to me. He thought my stream had froze, is how much I wasn't moving. And then he realized I was still breathing, and he texted me aboard. And I looked at that, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the internet, and ended it. So, Pudgy said, honestly, I think I'd offer a reward to finish Nutmeg. I'm the smallest, sickest tires. Yeah. Me and Patty Redbeard had one that was a very good conversation, but we got very hyped on a lot of things towards the end of it. That was an interesting one, too. Yeah, cycling, Brian, same. I have my Schwinn Peloton that runs 28s, and it's what that bike fits, and I think it's a cool bike. So, yeah. Oh, that was the one you already pulled up. YouTubers are like bike saddles. Everybody has their personal opinions, and whatever works for you is fine. That was a good analogy. Come on, you thought I wasn't going to be able to pull that off. That's a good callback, Jay Dandy, to the last video. Oh, yeah, people were saying that Doozer's a jerk in real life. I forgot about that. I don't use a selfie stick. I have a mouth mount. I don't have the GoPro down here, but it's basically...
So you're using that to get like the crank shots?
Yeah, everything. It's all I use. I'll show it to you guys. GoPro. Oh, that's it. This is all I use. Whoops. Go big. Or go home. Got him. Yeah, this is what I use. So it's when you see the first person point of view, I could just throw that in my mouth. And then I could also point it around wherever I want. So Pro Standard. It's what Dustin Klein, I got it from Dustin Klein. That's what he used. And when he showed a how-to video, I was like, oh, I paused the video and ordered one of those. Francis Cade uses those too. He's actually sponsored by Pro Standard. So. No, I think people are just kind of divided on Doozer's personality, but a couple of people did say they met him and didn't like him. See, look, Rusty likes Vegan Cyclist. I don't like someone who goes to France and then says stuff like, and then there was this French person. It's the most stupidest.
That's the exact same thing you said before.
I just can't stand the Vegan Cyclist. He does crush Vegan Cyclist, what he does is super interesting. Like, and I try to watch
Oh,
the
you read the shit out of his bike.
yeah, I try to watch the videos because he like does these cool challenges, but then he says like stuff that makes him sound like so typical, like what the rest of the world thinks about Americans. Like he's in like a small town in France, and no offense, Rusty, he goes in and he's like, "There's nothing vegan in this bakery." Oh, there's nothing vegan in a small town French bakery. Like these people like live on butter. Like it's like a small town French bakery. What do you expect? You need to plan ahead. As you well know, Rusty, like when you're going to go off the grid, even in Ohio, you're not going to rely on a
Devin Martin
bakery.
subscribed
Yeah.
to the channel.
I will give him credit though. I watched him crush like 100 bananas in one of his videos. It
100
was
bananas.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do think Vegan Cyclist does amazing rides. He does fine videos. I just hear him say stuff that is so stupid. Like I've heard he was talking about a photo he took, and he's like, and then there's just this French woman looking out the window. I'm like, you're in fucking France. Who else is gonna look out the window? Like I know it sounds dumb, but if I could pull that clip up right now and show you what a fucking idiot that dude is. Again, like Large Marge is the one who showed me his channel. We watched some videos, especially during the pandemic when we were like hanging out on Christmas and New Year's, just me and Aaron and Ben all the time. It's like these are so cool if it wasn't for this dude and his ignorance. Anyways,
Yeah, let's.
Patty Redbeard talking about our conversation. Yeah. Me and Patty like had this great conversation about bikes. I'm playing his YouTube videos in the background. We're talking about the difference between Arizona and here, and then we got into Native American rights. And we went down a route. We were right about everything. I guarantee it, but it got a little intense. Yeah, definitely Mile High. It was like, yeah, something. YouTubers are like back, it's like saddles. Like you,
I have no idea what I'm doing.
did you just pull up the same one I did? No, you didn't. You just pulled up well said, Eric.
My trackpad's getting a little crazy.
Wait, pull that.
I'm trying.
That's a brand new computer. Now I'm convinced Doozer is the nicest guy ever. I'm easily malleable. Doozer's, I don't. Some people had said some stuff about Doozer, like they met him personally and they didn't like him. His personality doesn't mesh with what I like, and like I always say, that's fine. I talk to like close friends and like my closest friends about bike videos, and I'll be like, "Oh, I like this guy," and they're like, "Oh, I don't like him," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you watch what you like." No one would ever offend me by being like, I don't like my vlog videos I've been making lately. If they're like, I don't like that guy, I don't like what he talks about, I don't like the sound of his voice, I would not be offended. That's what was my bike saddle analogy was. I know it was ridiculous, but I think it's totally true. Like some stuff just resonates with you and some stuff doesn't. Like I've said, I like Francis Cade. Like a lot of that stuff, and he's pivoted a little, came from such a roadie perspective that some of the roadie shit like kind of annoyed me, but like the way he presents his videos and his personality, like, and I maybe it's because I like a lot of British things and British music, and he's kind of like a dude who would go out and drink in pubs. Maybe it just like hits it off for me from that angle. I have no idea. Oh, really? I won't watch any Lance stuff. That dude's a sociopath.
You watched that new, I don't know if it's new, the movie where it's about that whole scandal, but it's not, it's a movie.
Oh, like a total like fictionalized version of it.
Fictionalized as in it's actors.
Oh no, I haven't. I just don't care about him.
I can't even get through the trailer. It's terrible.
Doozer doesn't use enough powdered milk. I hate him so much. I use the mouth mount. You heard it here. Whoops. I almost reported one of you guys. Doozer lives right down the road from you. You're going to ask him to ride. I think you need to do this to see if he's a jerk about it. Yeah. Mile High. You've got to go and talk to Doozer in real life and report back. We got an inside guy here. We're 1 degree of separation. Oh yeah, you're gonna do it. Gonna talk to Doozer. I don't. Yeah, how do we even clip on YouTube? Wait, what does this mean? French guy is half butter. What guy expect? Oh yeah. Fresh cooking is half. Yeah. That's a small example. Vegan cyclist. It's not about being vegan. Just let me be 100% clear about that. And it's not about him wanting something vegan and not being able to get it. It's like just like because my delivery makes it sound like it's about that. It's if you would hear him whining like just the worst of first world American problem type guy, you know, it's awful. His energy is too stoked for your personal taste. That's part of it too. Yeah, that's more what I think I would be. Even when he's being positive, it sometimes annoys the fucking shit out of me. I hate the vegan cyclists. I really do. God. No, Rusty, badass rider, piece of shit human being. I just can't dial back tonight. Sorry, guys. Yeah, DK. Yeah, definitely dig DK. Pot brain. Is he? Eric, maybe I'll try and watch The Vegan Cyclist again if that's who we're still... Unless you're talking about Decline, because then definitely...
No, I think he's talking about...
Ah, he's talking about Decline, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the vegan cyclist.
He's just a surfer dude personality for cycling, pot brain? Yeah. I wish I could take that. I just can't. Fuck that dude.
I'm about to abort this.
You're about to end the stream. Yeah, Brian, there's one went to bed, one still here. Like I said, I've had vegan friends my whole life. One of my close childhood friends is vegan. No problem. I was vegetarian for 10 years. Like I've no problem with that element. Just a problem with people who are like American, like fucking babies on the world stage. Man, I am good at trashing this dude. I should do a vegan cyclist roast.
I think we've already at least done two of those.
Yeah, should I change the name of this stream to... All right, should I end this before it gets even more?
We've already passed that point.
Yeah, it's already... After this point, though, like, when it gets replayed, no one makes it this far, right?
I hope not.
If you watch this in the replay and you've made it this far, leave a comment. Hey, give me a like. Maybe consider a channel membership. Hit that bell notification so you're aware of all our latest uploads. Unless you're the vegan cyclist, then you could go fuck yourself.
Then go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go unsubscribe from this dumbass
unsubscribe. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys, as stupid as I am. Sometimes. It's not my fault I was born like this, as Lady Gaga once said. All right, peace.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Because this time...
Fitzwater photo.